Now, apparently there's been rumors that big things are happening on the EU side of the business and management change and all that kind of stuff, and things are being shuffled for better or for worse. But it's unconfirmed. I'm not too sure about the EU side of the business because I'm not there. So I'm not going to speculate more on that. However, I will address some of the concerns and also lay out what the EU team should be doing. All right. So first of all, I have 3 fantastic comments from you guys, subscribers, and they really hit the nail. All right. Well, yes, the concept of battle swap is very unfamiliar, has not taken ground over there in Europe. Same here in China. I mean, people that understand battle swap and they can afford a Nio, they basically choose a Nio. There's no question about that. It's the people that don't understand battle swap and don't fully comprehend what it is that choose other cars for perhaps convenience or they just have that kind of misunderstanding of battery swap. And it is a big problem also here in China. In a lot of the stores, they don't showcase battery swap as a video. They don't have that as a video. They do have the swap map showcasing that all the time, but it's a problem that's not just for the EU side but also for China. Now, how do I think the EU team could make this problem less severe and really boost sales? Well, I think it really has to, I understand marketing ads, that's sort of expensive. You already have these new houses that are very expensive there, and sure, placing some videos inside the showroom would be pretty cool, and maybe some people will watch them and gain some understanding about it swap, and that's something that they should be doing for sure, 100%. But I think, in my opinion, what the EU team should be doing is really, first of all, look towards kids' events and field trips. And because what Nio did quite well a while ago was they had these field trips where they brought kids from schools, and basically event managers, they contacted schools and say, hey, do you want to check out a battery swap station? And then bring the kids over there and we can show them what that's all about. And then so they brought the kids over there to the swap station, looked at it. It's pretty insane, pretty crazy what it's capable of doing. So the kids gain that knowledge, and then you bring them to the Joy Camp at Nio House, which I'm pretty sure might not be utilized that well over there in EU. And then you have some fun games, fun events, and fun activities. And then the kids will go home and tell their parents about the wonderful time they had. And then the parents will be interested. Oh, what's this battery swap thing? And then perhaps, the kids, they can bring a brochure home, and then they can explain battery swap to their parents. Right? So these events wouldn't really cost a lot of money, but you would really target the audience that you want, right? You want family. Families are your core consumers. So they would be interested perhaps in buying a Nio ES6 or a car like that. So this is what you should absolutely be doing. And even here in China, other companies, they also utilize their advantages very, very well. For example, I hate to say it, but Li Auto, they've organized field trips, where for kids, they come inside the showroom and watch cartoon in the back seat with the big screen down, and then they go home and tell their parents how cool it is and how they must get that car, and then the kids successfully persuade the parents. The parents usually have a soft spot for the kids. If the kid wants something, you usually tend to give them what they want. And also, for the EU team, they could also have the kids in the car, speak to Nomi, have fun with Nomi, interact with Nomi. I mean, to be honest, people, a lot of kids really, really love Nomi. I had one subscriber, Steve Hale, here in China, here in Beijing actually, when he was test driving the car, and his daughter was there as well. And his daughter said, we must pick Nio, that she was willing to pay for Nio out of her own pocket change to pay for Nio. That's how much kids love Nio. And once you hear that as a parent, I mean, it's pretty much like yeah, we're gonna get this car because the kid really loves this feature, really loves what the car has to offer. So yes, it's gonna be slow, but do not underestimate networking effect. Once these kids, really enjoy Joy Camp, and then they tell maybe their parents buy the car, they might bring their friends and family, and their friends and family might buy the car as well. Right? It's a very network effect thing. You have one family member buy the car, love it, lots of cool features. They tell their friends about it, their family about it. They trust that family member. They're having a good experience. Hell yeah, then they might also consider buying that car, right? And it just becomes widespread. So you really have to start from the core, which is from the kids. All right, the kids. Parents have a soft spot for kids, and it's going to be very fun. I'm sure every school would be very interested in a field trip, to the new house, to check out the cars, to check out battery swap. And that's going to be very fun. And yes, it's going to cost a little bit of money for transportation and maybe like some snacks and stuff, but it's going to be very, very effective. And it does all the main objectives. It gets the kids to know about Nio, gets the parents to know about Nio, gets them to know about battery swap, which is very important, gets them to know about Joy Camp, which kids love. Every kid loves Joy Camp, hands down, and gets them to know about new houses, a resting area for new owners that the kids can play there, do some like fun activities, and the parents could work and do all sorts of business related stuff. So it's really just about the EU team contacting schools and seeing if they're interested in this field trip. You can do it for all sorts of grades. I mean, here in China, Nio has done it for like elementary school kids. It works best for elementary school kids, all right? So grade 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe above, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But, I mean, you could try, but it works best with those elementary school kids. You can also host different sorts of art events or science events in the new house, and then have the kids come over, have fun at Joy Camp, and then also have some snacks, and then have some maybe some fun event. And then meanwhile, you give them a little package, a gift package that has the battery swap, like a brochure that tells you about Nio, and maybe some small little gifts. Nio likes to do that all the time, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Sales are not there, definitely because of marketing for battery swap isn't there. Also, partially because of pricing. Pricing is kind of not so cheap there. I've gotten comments from a lot of you guys saying that it just doesn't really make sense to go for Nio versus a Tesla when it's you're paying that much more monthly. Well, perhaps, yes, I agree with that, but perhaps you're not seeing the full value of the ecosystem as well. So this is why I guess they need to understand the whole value of the ecosystem and what it has to offer before they can accurately say, I want this or I want that. And perhaps, if you choose the cheaper Tesla, down the line, you might be hit with a very expensive battery replacement cost for a degraded or broken down battery. And that's something that, might not be well understood there in Europe. And if people have that kind of general knowledge, knowing that battery is a liability and you have to have battery swap if you want your EV to last for a very long time, then Nio would also sell very well. I hope the EU team watches this video and perhaps implements some of these fun events for kids, and then that would really help sales. And you could prioritize those high-end private schools, perhaps. Get the word out there. Let them know battery swap. Let the kids know battery swap. It's a very cool process to watch. Yeah. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.